is the moment we've all been waiting for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Welcome to another episode of the Chokeslam Wrestling Report, where we dive into some of the hottest topics in the wrestling world. And today we're going to have a quick rundown of today's episode. We're going to have Ricky Saints' recent rebrand and what it means for the future in the industry. And in case you don't know who Ricky Saints is that was formerly known as Ricky Stark. WWE Raw faced a staggering 53% global viewership drop with the Netflix since the Netflix debut. We're going to talk about that and what went wrong. And Takeshita is heading to CMLL and how it will impact both CMLL and AEW. So first of all, we definitely going to start talking about what happened in NXT this past Tuesday. I mean, of course, last week we saw Ricky Stark make his debut on NXT and whatnot, just a day after I did my pretty much my review on that situation of Ricky Stark leaving AEW along with Miro and Aleister Black or Malachi Black, whatever you want to call it. But he showed up. But this week he showed up to sign his contract. And he signed his contract, and now he changed his name to Ricky Saints. Now, when I first heard that name, you know, Ricky Saints kind of reminded me of me playing Grand Theft Auto and whatnot, or Saints Row. You know, saying that the name change kind of, threw me off. You know, I would have rather him stay with Ricky Stark. He wrestled Ricky Stark in the NWA. He wrestled as Ricky Stark in AEW. And, you know, before I even did this podcast today, there was information that came in during the week and recent today, this morning, about Ricky Stark leaving to WWE. And Tony Khan made a comment about that. Well, he felt that Ricky Stark was going to leave to WWE regardless because of his his relationship with Cody Rhodes. So we all know that. But then, of course, we saw he did admit that he did went to see Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. And that, you know, that the company knew that he was going to go see him. I mean, every time a wrestler does something, shows up to show support to another wrestler from another promotion, the fans are going to talk. The blogs or the dirt sheets are going to come out of nowhere and make up this, you know, this narrative. Oh, look, he's going to go to WWE. He's going to leave, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, as you well know, Ricky Stark pretty much, wasn't doing anything in AEW. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's talking about, oh, he's being held hostage by Tony Khan, blah, blah, blah. But it's very interesting. As soon as he left AEW, all these things coming up now of how, you know, what was going on with Ricky Starks in AEW, why he wasn't being put on TV. You know, the first thing was they were talking about, you know, the creative ideas. He did not like the creative ideas, that he was shouting them down and whatnot. And he in return pretty much spoke about that, about the creative ideas. And now I say to myself, well, he was shooting down creative ideas. Well, why would you not think that the boss of a company is going to be like, well, you don't want none of our ideas, then we're not going to put you on TV. But he did say that veterans were getting involved in his creative ideas. Now, before all this happened, there was reports stating that the reason that Ricky Stark was put to the side was because Chris Jericho wanted to work with Big Bill. He wanted to work with Big Bill. And at that time already, and I think this is way before they lost the AEW tag team titles, already Chris Jericho was in Tony Khan's ear talking about he wanted to work with Big Bill to do this learning tree, which has been the most horrible group I ever seen on AEW. To be honest, they haven't gone nowhere. They're the one who's getting the most out of that learning tree faction. The most person who's benefiting from that is Chris Jericho being the Ring of Honor champion. And he's been the Ring of Honor champion twice, which makes no sense to me why he's still walking around with a Ring of Honor title. This guy should not be winning no world titles at all, to be honest. But I digress. So the word was that Chris Jericho was the one who pretty much kind of did a wedge, created a wedge between, Ricky Stark and Big Bill. And that is why he did say it. Ricky Saints said it. Ricky Starks, whatever you want to call him, he did say it. He was like, there were veterans getting involved in my creative ideas. The minute he said that, first thing that came to my head was it was Chris Jericho, because already the rumor was going around that Chris Jericho was the one that was, pretty much involved in this. He was the one doing his thing. So that was an issue. So, the fact that he rebranded himself to name himself Ricky Saints pretty much has to do with his love to the New Orleans scene. I mean, I think he's from Texas, but he's close to the Gulf Coast, right in Louisiana, and he's a big Saints fan, supposedly. He said that he was trying to break out from his past image or cater to a new audience now. So now he's going to be called Ricky Saints, and in reality, what this rebrand can mean for his character and future storylines. Now, I don't know where it's going to happen with him as far as his storyline is concerned. I don't know who he's going to start feuding with, but right now he has a lot of, like I say, chess pieces to play with. He got Oba Femi. He's the NXT champion, if I'm correct. I could be wrong. He got Adam, what's his name? Oh my God. Ethan Page. I don't know why I say Adam. Ethan Page, say he got other players that he could do something and be part of that. You know what I'm saying? And right now, WWE getting Ricky Starks as part of the NXT brand is very good for them, because of the simple fact that they're building this little third promotion, if you want to call it, and they're building him back to where he was back in 2019. The one who loses out on this right now is AEW. The simple fact AEW dropped the ball with this guy, because I think what I'm seeing is it looks like Jericho is in Tony Khan's ear. You know what I'm saying? And he's probably putting stuff in Tony Khan's ear. Oh, let me work with this guy. And he's doing all this just to benefit himself, to be relevant in the company. Because Chris Jericho right now, he should just retire. He's not a guy that I want to see on TV every week. You know what I'm saying? So, but the one who wins out of this is the WWE NXT, because now they got Ricky Saints in NXT, and now you're gonna see better matches. You're gonna probably even see him show up in WWE sooner or later. Now, he did mention something about he would like to be in WrestleMania when WrestleMania goes to the Superdome. Well, lo and behold, The Rock last night made the announcement that next year's WrestleMania is going to be at the Superdome in New Orleans. So as soon as that was announced, the first thing that came into my head was, Ricky Stark better hope that he's already in the main roster by then, so then he could have a WrestleMania moment at the Superdome. Because if he's in NXT, let me tell you something. The only way he will be, and not even maybe, at the New Orleans Superdome at a WrestleMania moment will be if he's part of the Andre the Giant's Battle Royal, and they do that then 2 nights before night one or whatever. So by then he's supposed to be up in the main roster. Will he be in the main roster when that comes up? You know what I'm saying? So that is something to look forward to. The fans' reaction over this. I saw people at NXT, the NXT universe, the way they call it, Did they react? It was the reaction was like surprising. Wow, he's here. Blah blah blah. I mean, it wasn't as bad as this week when we saw Moose showed up at NXT. No reaction from the fans. Nobody. It's like nobody knew who the hell he was. But Ricky Stark was different. People were like surprised. Oh shoot, he's here. You know. Now, how will they take him in? Are they going to be able to accept him, whatever, or they doing the reaction of certain WWE fans and NXT fans are just saying, well, you know what? Here we are. You know, we got him. He's another AEW guy. Because let's be realistic before I go to my next, topic. And that is, look at all the people who has gone to AEW, were in AEW and gone to WWE. We have Cody Rhodes, and he's the world champion. Then we had Jay Cargill go to WWE, and she supposedly hurt or whatever, or she took a break, and they put her in a tag team. She's still green as hell. Who else? Ethan Page. He put him in NXT. He won the NXT championship real quick. He no longer has it anymore. We got to go with Brian Pillman Jr. What is he doing? He's walking around with a cup of tea, whatever you want to call it. He ain't doing much. They changed his name to Lennox King, whatever his name is. You know what I'm saying? So it's not guaranteed that you go to WWE, you're going to make a name for yourself. Okay. I just named you a few people. They're there. The only one who has come out of all this, okay, out of all this is Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is the only one who has won the world title. And he's the only one. So right now, Cody Rhodes is the only one who has succeeded being the world champion, and because he was in WWE before. Now you got two more guys coming in, most likely, which would be Miro and House of Black. We don't know. So we'll see what happens with that. Now, our next subject will be the WWE Raw's viewership, the plunge, supposedly. You know what I'm saying? And this I'm going to get into because I've been meaning to talk about this. Now, the first thing I said at the beginning of this year was that, the whole thing now with WWE going on Netflix, the Raw, the whole ratings don't matter anymore because, who cares? They ain't on the streaming service. But it seems as soon as they did the January 6th debut, they went and they put, we got 4.5 million, 4.5 million views, whatever it was, for the show, which in reality, what it didn't explain was that was not a one night rating, first of all. Okay. Because it's kind of, I think if Dave Meltzer, somebody explain how the viewership Netflix thing work. Okay. So pretty much, you know what I'm saying? The way it works is you have Raw show is on a Monday, and then they go by those ratings as the whole week, how many times they went and people went to see Raw and Netflix. And that's how they got their 4.5 million global views. All right. That's one part. So now, as of this week, they claim that 53% of the viewership dropped since January 6th globally. Now, my question is this. Since when WWE or AEW go for global ratings? They never did. They usually go to the United States. Why are we going globally? Why are we looking at the globally? You know what I'm saying? If it's globally, remember, it's different time zone. So how are we looking for globally? So just seeing WWE Raw, their viewership drop 50%, 53%. I mean, you got to ask this question. The first question you got to ask, okay, so if they drop 53% and now it's what, 2.5 million viewers that actually saw this week, the Netflix or whatever's been. So that means that they're not really doing any better than when they were at USA Network. They have to be making at least 1.4 viewers per week and whatnot, or probably less, Because like I said, this is the way Netflix does their ratings. They go according how many times people watch the show during the week. It's a 7 days. That's how they've punched the numbers. So could WWE right now be suffering as far as people not watching the Netflix because they can't afford the Netflix? Not everybody can afford Netflix. And if they've seen it, they're probably watching it in some illegal stream, whatever. And not everybody has that either. Not that I'm advocating there should be illegal streams, but I'm just saying. Because how is it they go 4.5 million was January 6th, and they lost 53% Netflix viewerships. Nobody's watching Raw. And think about it. The storylines right now, if you look at it in WWE, it's not that great. You got Jey Uso or Jimmy Uso feuding with Drew McIntyre. How many times are we going to watch that? Okay. Then the Cody right now, as of last night, we saw, The Rock talking about he wants Cody's soul. I mean, that was the most confusing promo I ever seen. I said, is this The Undertaker or The Rock? Talking about, I want your soul. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it doesn't make no sense. It doesn't make no sense. So my question is, you know what I'm saying? Is the numbers? I want to know what are the numbers. You know what I'm saying? You got to ask, what is the numbers in the United States? F stuff globally shit. And if they doing it weekly ratings, the whole week, how many times when people went to visit to watch Raw on Netflix? It's got to be lower than what it was here in the United States. You know what I'm saying? Now, the question is, was it a style of content or the scheduling issues? I think it's more scheduling issues. You know what I'm saying? Because now, again, not everybody has Netflix. And people's streaming habits have shifted, especially with platforms like Netflix. And now they stuck in there because there's no way that WWE's respond and potential moves to reclaim viewership is going to be hard because now, like I said, you can't say, oh, we're not going to be there and we're going to some other channel. You can. You made a deal with these people, Netflix, for 5 years, I think it is. I don't know to when is it? You know what I'm saying? It's just ridiculous. I mean, and this is, this is something people just got to think about it. You know what I'm saying? And again, why are we still talking about ratings anyway? You know what I'm saying? People still love reporting, oh, AEW did 569,000 views. Who cares? We already know that no one cares to watch AEW. Some people don't care watching AEW. You got AEW fans and you got WWE. But the tribalism and the bullcrap in wrestling, with wrestling fans, especially wrestling fans, and these fake ass, dirt sheets or the wannabe journalists like, Air, whatever his name is, or the JDs and all these people, they just want to go and want to make, talk shit about all this AEW and WWE. Who cares? Who cares? At the end of the day, no one cares. You know what I'm saying? If you like AEW, you watch AEW. If you like WWE, you watch WWE. If you like both, you watch both. You like New Japan, you like TNA, you like NXT. That's your decision. Don't put yourself in a situation where you got to decide because, you got to be cool. You got to be part of a clique. And especially online. Especially on Twitter. This is the worst. That's the worst place to be to. Because some of the stuff that people talk is just cringing. Very cringing. Let's move on now to Takeshita. Konosuke Takeshita. As you guys know, he's right now, I think he's one of the hottest wrestlers right now in 2025. He was already hot in 2024 by his performance at the G1 Climax in New Japan Pro Wrestling and the fact that he's on the AEW banner, you know what I'm saying? And he's the AEW International Champion. He is doing things right now that is amazing. Okay. The guy right now holds the AEW International Championship. Plus he holds the never Openweight title from New Japan. And he's about to go now to CMLL. Now, I don't really know who holds the CMLL World Championship. I haven't done my research, but I'm sure whoever it is probably a good wrestler. But right now, the CMLL is now have to take a look at someone like Takeshita coming in right now, and maybe he may go over and take the title. He's going to take, I'm sure he's going to win the CMLL title. And if this man wins the CMLL title, this guy's going to be walking around with 3 belts. You know what I'm saying? You might as well call him Takeshita 3 belts, because he's going to end up winning that belt. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, he wrestles for DDT also. So this guy's going to go to he's going to be wrestling in 4 different promotions. You know, and people just don't give him the credit that he deserves. Right now, Takeshita right now is the hottest wrestler right now. You know what I'm saying? You could say, oh, Cody Rhodes right now, you know, he's a guy because nobody has beaten him, whatever. He's walking around with that belt for almost a year. That's fine, dandy, but he's not in the schedule like a guy like Takeshita, who went and did the G1 Climax, which is almost a month of punishment of a tournament. Okay, he's wrestled AEW almost every week. He's the AEW International Champion and whatnot, and now he's about to go to CMLL and probably dominate that promotion in Mexico and probably win their world title. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people don't give this man credit. You know what I'm saying? Takeshita is a guy's off the chambers. You know what I'm saying? So what does this mean for AEW and his current role there? Not much. He's still like the number 1 guy in the Don Callis group. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, but who knows? Who knows? So, you know, and as far as him, like the growth as a performer, he's already been growing. He's been growing from a big storyline. I mean, actually from the storylines that he's been in, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he's the only guy to ever beat Kenny Omega twice in 1 week. And he's about to go again with him, and Omega's going to have it probably in Revolution for the international title. Probably Omega's going to end up beating him. So that probably is going to kind of derail his ride as the hottest wrestler right now since the beginning of January. So we got to see. We got to see what happens and whatnot. So, you know, this is something to look forward to. You know what I'm saying? To look forward to. So, you know, but I'm going to keep an eye on this because this is going to be very interesting. Guys, also, you know, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel if you have not seen any of our content. Hit that notification bell for new uploads. Hit that like. Need those likes, guys. You know what I'm saying? And share with friends. You know what I'm saying? Share with friends. And right now, like I said, I'm live. If you have any questions during our live stream, feel free to ask and whatnot. So, but pretty much, I think I covered everything this week and whatnot. So, there was another story, which I'm going to be talking about probably on Tuesday about the Shane McMahon and the Tony Khan story, which is a very interesting story of how Shane McMahon tried to, you know, work his way into AEW and like pretty much take over AEW. That was something kind of weird, you know what I'm saying? Very weird. So, you know, but I think that's about it. Let me look into see if there's any stories here just to end up my you know, my stream tonight. Pretty much let's see, not really much to talk about, you know what I'm saying? But again, let me know. It looks like Carmella was moved to the WWE alumni section, so I know Carmella's contract ended, so I don't know what they're gonna do with that, you know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be very interesting and whatnot. So, but I guess that's it. That is it. I mean, I was live. If whoever showed up, thank you for being part of the stream and whatnot. Guys, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, the X, of course. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and whatnot. You know, and also check out our hoodies, hats, and whatnot. And tcwr.veryinkpressive.com. That's tcwr.veryinkpressive.com. You get your hoodies, your shirts, your hats, and whatnot that really support the podcast and whatnot. Again, let me know what you think about these stories. What you think about Ricky Stark changing his name to, Ricky Saints. Let me know what you think about this whole Netflix global viewership and whatnot. Is WWE doing better in the United States than they were doing in USA Network, or are they down and they're not letting the people know? But right now, WWE is hot as far as people going to see them. I think WWE is too concerned at this moment. Them trying to be in the media and not focusing on the storylines. I don't know. I mean, this is WrestleMania season. There's nothing that I've seen that really interests me that I'm like, okay, I want to see this. Nothing. I mean, there's a lot of teasing right now with Fatu and Solo Sikoa. Could they be heading for a collision? We don't know. But that's something to look forward to. Also, let me know what about Konosuke Takeshita as he heads to CMLL. Do you think that this guy is going to be the future of wrestling, or he's going to be a AEW champion down the line? You know what I'm saying? And let me know what you think. Because like I said, Takeshita right now is the hottest wrestler right now. So let me know what you think, guys. So that is it for me today. I will see you guys during the week with more of the Chokeslam Wrestling Report.